Tonight's theme, this year's theme, is good neighbors make good neighborhoods. And the police are part of your neighborhood. As I said at Cadell Awards there, one of the hallmarks of American policing is that policing is very community-based. It's local-based. We don't have a federal police force. We don't have a state police force in Ohio. And nor should you want that. Only through community can you impact how you wish to police yourselves, and that's what we do. As Americans, we police ourselves. So if you want good neighborhoods with good neighbors, and again, police are your neighbors, and it's imperative that you take control of your policing style. As I police down here at 93rd and Lorraine is different than I police up at Infant Park, and it's different than I police at Edgewater. Each community dictates and mandates the style and the types of tools of policing that work. So please, get involved in all the community organizations, block watch groups, that's what we're calling them, block watch, crime watch groups, and impact the mandate from your local community. Your local community might only be 2 blocks. That might make up your community. Or is your community based on ethnic, or is it based on religious? But have an impact in getting involved in these community groups. Real quick, I want to introduce some people here, and to impact how you wish to police and concerns that are in your neighborhood, you have to be able to reach your police. So in the back room is Sergeant Diane Chonko. Diane has taken this nuisance abatement by the horn under the direction and side-by-side working with Director Martin Platt of the Safety Department. We address some of these nuisance houses and how we go about abating the problem. So if you have questions on how that works or a particular address, get a hold of Sergeant Diane Chonko. She'll be in the back with us. Guess what? We have Lieutenant Bob Foley. He's the executive officer of the 1st District. Again, if you have concerns, I'm not talking 911 calls. I'm talking ongoing problems, issues, concerns, anything that you think police should be involved in. Be them at your school, at your church group, whatever. You want to get over the police, and it's not 911. Send Lieutenant Foley there. If he hears it, it'll get done. Okay? Traffic concerns, other community life concerns. Sergeant Buckeyenest, Art. I talk about community and police being your neighbors. Sergeant Diaz was raised right down the street. Okay, his mom still lives in the 1st District. So again, that's your neighbor. And somebody new to coming to our group is Lisa Cornell, Detective Lisa Cornell. Lisa is assigned to our vice unit. She presents to the grand jury, handles a lot of our evidence, and handles your vice concerns when you call the 1st District Vice phone number, 623-5113. Lisa takes care of those concerns and directs them to the undercover officers, and we try to address them in the best way we can. If they're out of our scope, be they size or intensity or maybe in-depth investigation, we work with Downtown Narcotics and our other law enforcement agencies across Northeast Ohio. So when you call 5113, you'll get a hold of Lisa Cornell. We'll take care of you. Again, we'll be in the back of the room. Please engage us, and we'll try to address your concerns as best as possible. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commander McCartney, and all the officers and leaders of the 1st District. Give them another big round of applause. Okay, I hope you're rolling up your sleeves and getting ready to get down to work. A couple of other acknowledgments and introductions. First on my list would be our host tonight. The Westside Community House is a wonderful resource that has relocated in our community, and I see some of the wonderful youngsters from the noon lunch program that are here, and that, along with many other programs, exist here at the Westside Community House. It's a great center of our community and a vibrant service throughout the west side of Cleveland. and his executive director is Don Colagraph. Don? And you can see both are always busy because my guide and my leader, executive assistant, Kathy Tierney, is a great resource for our community and for all people around the world. Kathy, this is a short night for her to be here. I see her many nights still at the office working away. Now, if you slipped past Kathy and Dawn and didn't turn in your sign-in card, anybody have one of these sign-in cards? Huh? But everybody turn them in? Did you turn them in? If you have one in your hand, you can stop listening to me and start writing your name right now and filling it out. We're going to pick it up. Tonight's program, again, is, what is it? What's our title? That's what I was thinking too. Let's try it again. Tonight's theme is? That's right, and all of us have a role in doing that. All of us have a role in being good neighbors. Now, usually we think, well, I'm the best neighbor on the street, and if those other neighbors were like me, the neighborhood would be a lot better. That's probably true. But we all have a role to play in helping all the neighbors be involved. All the neighbors feel that this is my neighborhood, and my role in the neighborhood makes a big difference. So tonight we have two leaders who have really gotten their fingernails dirty figuring this out, making neighborhoods safe and good for people through community empowerment and community engagement. And I'm going to introduce them both and then call the first one up. Blain Griffin is our Director of Community Relations for the City of Cleveland. And through Blain Griffin's leadership, Community Relations is living up to its name. It's about building good and strong relationships in and throughout communities. And Blain has infused his background, community organizing, in the leadership of the Community Relations Department of the city. Our Community Relations Department is the oldest in the United States and was founded on the belief that we're learning about and exercising tonight. Good neighbors make good neighborhoods, and that's what Community Relations was built on. Recently, Blain took all of our concern about youth violence and violence among youth and against youth, and he took it to action with Operation Focus, where along with a partnership with the Cleveland Police, young people are not just pushed off in a corner, but are really engaged by caring and leading adults to make life choices. And Operation Focus has changed and is transforming neighborhoods because of that. Mark Chupp is a leader who teaches other leaders. He's a professor at Cleveland State, was at Cleveland State, pardon me, Case Western Reserve University, and he is a practitioner of a very odd sounding thing called appreciative inquiry, about taking our strengths and our assets and building on them. Not the glass half empty folks, but the glass half full crowd. The folks who believe that we strengthen ourselves by building on opportunities and building on our strengths. And Mark Chupp has pioneered that and brought it to neighborhoods, to businesses, to institutions throughout the greater Cleveland area and in fact across the country. So be ready to get to work, because we got two really outstanding practitioners here to talk with us tonight and to engage us in talking together. So welcome both of them, and starting with Director Blain Griffin. Give him a big round of applause.
Thanks, Councilman Westbrook. And I want to say basically that the reason why me and Councilman Westbrook hit it off, because I told him a long time ago, all I am is overpaid community organizer. But I enjoy that title because that's truly what we like to do at the City Hall. We really like to do that. Good neighbors make good neighborhoods. Great neighbors make great neighborhoods. And I can tell you that this neighborhood truly is a great neighborhood because of the assets that you all have. I want to start out, if I could, with a few of the neighborhood demographics. And I'll start off with Coudale, if I could. Most of Ward 16 is located in the Coudale neighborhood. And all of these slides are made available to you. Please feel free to move up. I don't get distracted either. So anybody who wants to see these slides can move up. If not, Birgit and Mike will make sure that they have this at another time. But basically, we want to start off with just a few, and all of this data was pulled together by NeoCandu, Northeast Ohio, from Case Western Reserve University. Okay? And while they're pulling this together, I'll start off and just give you a couple of the stats. Coudale, and the closest stats that we have available are the 2000 stats. Keep in mind that in March of this year, you'll also be getting updated stats to reflect the 2010 census. However, we'll start out with the residential population. As you can see, where most of Cleveland has declined, and the reason I want to give you these numbers is so that you can understand, like Councilman Westbrook said, how to build on your assets and understand what your community represents. The resident population in 1990 was 10,874, and then the residential population in 2000 was 10,761. I'm only going to go over a couple of these because I want you to understand